like to thank them for them standing up for the rights of the Biafran people and to secure the aspirations and the hopes of the Biafran people. We are also very grateful as Ambazonians that the Biafran people, that we have the support, the friendship of the Biafran people, and also to thank the Biafran people for their love for Ambazonia and all that they are doing to support Ambazonian refugees and the Ambazonian people have been displaced because of the brutality of the occupation in our homeland. So we are very, very grateful for the hospitality and the caring of the Biafran people, hosting thousands, if not millions, of Ambazonians refugees within their communities. So I'm sure maybe you want to make this very interactive, or you just want me to talk?
Go ahead and talk, because when you need my help, I will give you the help, but I would like you to talk to your people. Because, yeah, and if you need us to talk, anyway, if I see a point where I can direct you, I will do that. But as of now, this is your first appearance. I would like you to address your people. If it takes an hour, fine. If it is less than that, that's fine. But our duty, as our leader would have done, is to give you the forum, to address your people so that they will know what you're doing. Okay.
All right. Well, what the Ambazonian people, I think maybe I should explain. Let me take some time to explain this to our Biafran brothers and sisters all over the world and in the Biafra homeland. What the Ambazonian people are seeking is freedom and independence for the Ambazonian people. We are a people. We have all the inalienable rights of every people across the globe. Ambazonian has never been a part of Cameroon. We understand that Cameroon has spread this propaganda and these lies within the international systems and in books. Ambazonian has never been a part of Cameroon. Cameroon is a separate state, a separate country. Cameroon gained its own independence on the 1st of January 1960. And during that period, Ambazonia was still under the United Nations, trusteeship. So the notion that Ambazonian is a part of Cameroon can be traced even back to when Cameroon gained its independence, and Ambazonia was never part of it. Ambazonia was never part of it. So during that period, Ambazonia was a semi-autonomous state going through the process to complete its own decolonization. So when the United Nations made a resolution, resolution 1608, to grant Ambazonian independence through a federal structure with Cameroon. Unfortunately, the international system, the Western powers that were in charge, that are still in charge of the United Nations, that are in charge of all international instruments, while they created a beautiful resolution to bring Ambazonian and Cameroon together to form a union, they never followed through to implement that resolution. They never followed through to make sure that the international systems, the laws, and the implementation of that resolution was followed through. This is what the failure to implement international laws, those created by the United Nations, has led to the genocide taking place in Ambazonia today. as what has led Cameroon to occupy Ambazonia. This is what we are facing. This is what we are dealing with. And that is the reason why the Ambazonian people, this is why God Almighty, the forces that created this universe, inspire a new generation, inspire a new leadership, inspire a new voice through Dr. Joe Lucas Ayaba, the leader of the Ambazonian people, and give him the inspiration and the wisdom of exactly is needed to be done for the Ambazonian people to be liberated, for the Ambazonian people to be free, for Ambazonia to be a sovereign state. Dr. Joe went down to the Ambazonian territory in 2017 and invoked the right of self-defense for the Ambazonian people, and invoked the right to bear arms for the protection of the Ambazonian people, for the defense of Ambazonia. He did not only invoke our right for self-defense as a means for our people to defend themselves against the brutality of Cameroon, to defend themselves against the genocide that Cameroon had unleashed on them, but to make sure that they can protect our people and keep our community safe from the terrorist Cameroon the terrorist Cameroon gendarmes, the terrorist Cameroon police, the terrorist Cameroon military. And over the last 6 years, it has not been an easy journey, but it's been a very worthy journey. It's been a very worthy journey. And today the Ambazonian people can proudly say that we have defeated Cameroon tyranny. We have crumbled their system of occupation in Ambazonia. We have dismantled their infrastructures of occupation in Ambazonia. What Cameroon has used to gain legitimacy in Ambazonia no longer exists. Their colonial parliamentarians, their colonial senators have all escaped the Ambazonian territory and gone back to the Cameroon Bulu capital of Yaoundé. They have been living on exile, self-exile, excommunication since 2017, when Dr. Chu declared the right of self-defense of the Ambazonian people. And so we are very proud of the steps we have taken, of the progress we have made. We know the journey is not yet complete. We know we will get there. We know our people are going to be free. The signs are very obvious. The signs are very clear. And we hope that the Biafran people can learn from our own experiences. We hope the Biafran people can model some of our successes and learn from our mistakes. We hope that the Biafran people, through our own experiences, can find wisdom, practical solutions, methods that have been tested and proven, and strategies that have never failed. We hope through our own experiences, the journey for the rights of the Biafran people and for their own self-determination to secure the hopes and the aspirations of the Biafran people. We hope that their journey will be a lot more easier, because success leaves clues. As we move ahead, so too will their path be made a lot more easier. And we know that through this friendship as brothers, we know that through our alliance, our collaboration, and our cooperation, both the Ambazonian people and the Biafran people will be able to have opportunities, increase in trade, cultural exchange, a meaningful bilateral relationship that benefit both people. So we look forward to a more brighter, a more prosperous, and a more enduring and fruitful relationship between the Ambazonian people and the Biafran people. We see ourselves as one. We see ourselves as brothers. We see ourselves as people with a common destiny. And we know the future is bright. As for Ambazonia, our people have been through a lot. And so they have so much more to look forward to. They have so much more to dream of. They have so much more to wish for. They have so much more to expect. This leadership, the leadership of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, will not disappoint the Ambazonian people, as it's never done so from when this man rose up. We have the finest. Yesterday, the leadership of Ambazonia Governing Council had a very extraordinary joint cabinet meeting with all the members of the Ambazonia Governing Council cabinet and all heads of missions, including the National Council and the Council of Missions. We were very happy when the Supreme Commander of Ambazonia Defense Forces, the organization's National Liberation Army, the ADF, when General Efa addressed the joint session and gave us a full briefing of the state of our defenses on the ground and the progress that is being made. We are very proud of what our great heroes, our great liberators, the warriors, we are very proud of the progress they are making in the protection of the Ambazonian people, in the defense of the Ambazonian people, and in the liberation of our land. We put them in prayers, and leadership has promised them everything and whatever is needed will be provided to make sure that we shorten the time for Cameroon to pack out of our territory. The only thing left of Cameroon in Ambazonia is their military. Their civilian administration has been rooted out. Only their military thugs, only their terrorist military is left. And with that, we will battle them block by block, rooftop by rooftop, neighborhood by neighborhood, as the mantra of the leader. And that's exactly what we are doing. We will continue to arm every Ambazonian to make sure Cameroon lives home. 2023 is going to be an extraordinary year for the liberation of the Ambazonian people. We've seen some great signs just within the month of October 2022, November and December. The Kanu defeated, humiliated and disgraced Bulu terrorist Cameroon government had no choice than to contact the international community, go on their knees and beg to begin negotiations with the Ambazonian people. Over those 3 months, from October to December, the Ambazonian people were engaged with Cameroon in underground negotiations, pre-talks, through the United Nations and the Canadian government. Those talks took place in 3 cities in Canada. The first round of talks took place in Montebello, in Quebec. The second round of talks took place in Mont-Tremblant, in the province of Quebec. And the final round of talks took place in Toronto, Canada. We achieved the impossible during this round of talks. We defeated and beat Cameroon on the negotiation table in the presence of the international community. During those talks, there were 3 primary objectives the leader and the Ambazonian people set before we went for those pre-talks. Number 1, having 62 years of experience dealing with Cameroon as a people that you cannot trust, we have to make our objectives to be very clear. Our first objective to go to the pre-talks with Cameroon was to make sure Cameroon commits to an international negotiation. Number 2, for Cameroon, in the presence of the international community, to recognize the right of self-determination of the Ambazonian people and to recognize that Ambazonia is not part of Cameroon and accept that the Ambazonian people are a people with a territory of their own separate from Cameroon, and that Ambazonia is not a geographic location of Cameroon. Number 3, to make sure that a mandate, an official mandate, is given for the negotiation. And we achieve all 3 objectives through a strong leadership, a strong support system. Our delegates that went to the negotiation were marvelous. They embody the best of the Ambazonian people. We got Cameroon for the first time in 62 years to commit to an internationally led negotiation. We got Cameroon for the first time in 62 years to recognize the right of self-determination of the Ambazonian people. We got Kanu for the first time in 62 years to accept that Ambazonia is not part of Cameroon and that the Ambazonian people have a territory of their own. We got Cameroon for the first time in 62 years that Ambazonia and Cameroon, with the United Nations, give a mandate to Canada and the international system to mediate. This is historic. This is breakthrough. This is unprecedented. No people have come this close, have come this far, have done what was done in just 6 years through an effective liberation strategy, through an effective roadmap. So we hope that the way we have conducted ourselves with our mastery of how the international system works, we hope that these experiences will serve the Biafran people. We hope that with the progress that we have made, we hope that these lessons can serve the Biafran people on their own path. We believe if other people that have lived through under occupation, no matter the intensity of the brutality, if others have been freed, have gained independence, have achieved sovereignty, the United States is a prime example. It was under British occupation. They invoked their right for self-determination. They fought a brutal war and defeated the British, claimed their independence, and proclaimed their rights. And through their experiences living under occupation, they realized that no one else is better suited to develop a people than themselves. No one else can better protect a people than themselves. No one else can fulfill the hopes, the aspirations, the dreams of a people than themselves. So we are very confident. If others can do it, we can do it. So this belief system is not our driving force. Freedom is a beautiful thing. It's the most beautiful gift God gave mankind. And we are calling on our Biafran brothers and sisters. That Ambazonia is very close to being a free people, to gaining its independence and its sovereignty. We need your help. We need your support. Give the Ambazonian people the help that is needed at this critical moment. Join us, wherever you are across the globe. Join the Ambazonian people in their quest to end Kanu's nightmare on our people. And through that, Biafra can have a strong base for their own resistance. We are close. We are very, very close. We have liberated most of the Amazonian territory. Our forces under the Ambazonia Defense Forces of the Governing Council of Ambazonia controls vast territories within our state. We have now started a process of building self-governing institutions within the Ambazonian territory. Because we believe it's not enough to just fight Cameroon. It's not enough to chase Cameroon out. It's not enough to dismantle Cameroon colonial institutions. As we do so, we must replace Cameroon colonial institutions with Ambazonian-owned institutions in order to make sure that there is no vacuum created. There is no gap. And today we've created the Ambazonian Liberation Transition Authority as the umbrella for our self-governing institutions. Through those, we have created Ambazonia community schools in all liberated areas in Ambazonia. Our children are attending Ambazonian community schools, going to Ambazonian-owned community schools, and studying under the Ambazonian Board of Education with an Ambazonian design curriculum of education for the advancement of our people. We have thousands of Ambazonian children in community schools across the 13 states of Ambazonia in liberated territories. We have youth gaining practical training skills in trades. And we are moving now to institute digital learning for the Ambazonian child to have global competitiveness. We are moving now to institute e-learning for our children. It takes vision. It takes purpose. It takes intelligence. It takes to do all these things. You must have a love for the people. You must have such a deep love for the people. It is only when leadership has a profound love for the people, when leadership becomes an embodiment of the pain of the people, of the aspirations of the people, that's when leadership is driven to do everything humanly possible to actualize the aspirations, the hopes, the dreams of the people, to give them something better, to give them something extraordinary, to help them create a better future, a better life, a better environment, a better country, to give the children better education system, to give our people a better healthcare system, to give our people economic opportunities and a greater quality of life, to give our people the power that has been taken away from them. This is what self-governance is all about. Giving the people their power back, for them to choose for themselves what is best for them. For no one knows what's best for the people than the people themselves. That's what we believe. We're not just fighting Cameroon. We're not just fighting to liberate the land. But the reason for fighting to liberate the land is to make sure we give power back to our people. For them to shape a new destiny. For them to build a new country. For them to build a quality of life and a standard of life that they have been denied for the last 62 years. It takes caring. It takes passion. It takes commitment. It takes dedication. But when you have a passion, when a leader has that determination and commitment and dedication, when a leader has the people at heart, when a leader feels the pain of the people, every time a child is killed, the leader feels the pain of the mother. The leader feels the pain of the father. Every time a community is razed down, a house is burned down by Cameroon, terrorist military, the leader feels the pain of the people. It is that pain that gives the leader the passion and the drive and the energy to push forward, to go harder, to make policies designed
Your line has dropped. We'll give you time to reconnect. We'll give you time to reconnect. Okay, you're back. You're back. Go ahead.
We're back. We apologize on that. We had a call that came in and disconnected the line. Do you have some questions for me? Maybe you have some questions based on what we've said so far that can improve our conversation. Do you have any questions? Do you have maybe something you want to ask?
Not at this moment, because I love what I'm hearing. You addressed Ambazonia.
Comrade Mazi, do you have any question for me?
No, I don't. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, what I'm saying is that you are addressing Ambazonians, and from what I'm hearing, you guys are very strong in your adventure. They're establishing your own system, and we are standing toe by toe with you, because that's what our leader established, and make sure that Ambazonia is free, and we are doing the same. We have a way of communicating, and when you come on the radio, we open our ears to hear what you're doing, and you just laid it down. So I hope that the Ambazonians are tuning into Radio Biafra to know what we are doing. And since you are here, I hope they are listening, and they should be calling in, because it must be a two-way communication, where you say something and then they can call and respond to you. Or they can say, okay, from our own point of view, this is what we are experiencing. So what I want to ask you is this. Is there anything more you want from Radio Biafra? Because we have given you the opportunity to address your people, and that you did. And I think your line dropped again. So that's that. That's the way it is. We cannot ask too many questions about them, but we're giving them the space, the forum to address their own people. So it's encouraging to know that they have gone so far, and their own problem is the same as ours, but there are a lot of factors that are affecting what is going on. So, due to the disconnections and all that stuff, I think I will let him go from here. Then I'll talk to him after the broadcast if he cannot call back in. Okay, Mazi, I think you heard what I was saying. I don't have to ask you any question because this is a direct address to your people. You know, so when we next talk in general, then I can ask you some questions. You understand what I'm saying? What are you saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a direct address to your people. You encourage them through this medium, and I'm very happy to offer you this hand. And next time you talk in general, then we can exchange views, and then I ask you some questions. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazi.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are now focused on building Ambazonian indigenous institutions through our Ambazonian Liberation Transition Authority. And we are very effective in giving power back to our people to start the process of rebuilding their lives, rebuilding their homes, rebuilding their communities, and rebuilding our nation. We are going to do this from one community to the next. When our people are now building their own roads, building markets, building community health clinics. Power is being given back to the Ambazonian people. There is no better time than now. There is no better time to be an Ambazonian than this moment. This is a period where every Ambazonian should be very proud of what this generation has accomplished. Never in the history of our people has a generation done what this generation has done. In mere 6 years, we now have community schools with Ambazonian design curriculum of education. We have everything that constitutes a state. Everything. With all the symbols of a state. One of the most beautiful anthems. A flag so beautiful. A people so determined. A national liberation force so fierce, with a strict command and control structure. 6 years, our communities are digging their own roads, linking one community to the other, taking charge of the development of Ambazonia. In 6 years, our people are building their own markets. This is marvelous. That's not all. Through a vision to transform our liberation, the Ambazonia Governing Council has instituted a liberation tax. The policy started as a liberation tax for foreign companies in order to compel multinational companies in Ambazonia to stop paying tax to Cameroon and start paying tax to the Ambazonian people. We did so to exert our right and our authority, to exert our dominance and our control of the ground, to let the world and Cameroon knows the people are in charge. Multinational companies in Ambazonia are now paying liberation tax to the Ambazonian forces, to the Ambazonian people. That's how you know the people are in charge. That's how you know the rightful owner, the people, are in charge. We've now broadened that policy to include a citizens' liberation tax, where every Ambazonian on the territory, especially in liberated areas, pays every Ambazonian citizen pays a liberation tax, 10,000 for women and 15,000 for men. 10,000 amber for women and 15,000 amber or 15,000 francs for men. Annually. This is part of our economic strategy for communities to have the necessary revenue to start taking care of themselves. If a community needs a clinic based on their own assessment, then the community will have the funds for their clinic. This is important for us to sustain the liberation effort, to make sure that our forces have the resources they need to prosecute this war to its logical end, to make sure our forces have the resources they need to have all they need to defend, to protect our people, our communities, and to chase the remnants of Cameroon occupation military out of our land. It is the responsibility of every Ambazonian to pay the liberation tax. As the leader has explained, we make the investment as Ambazonian in order for us to own the outcome. Because we want to own the independence, because we want to own the freedom, because we want to own the sovereignty. That's why we make these investments. If we allow the United States or any other government to make the investment for the liberation and the defense of Ambazonia, then we will have what La République has. We will have what most African countries today have. He who funds the liberation effort controls the outcome, determines the outcome, and therefore determines what type of freedom the people will have. They may give you social freedom and deny you economic freedom, and deny you political freedom, and deny you educational freedom. Isn't that what we're experiencing right now? Cameroon occupied Ambazonia and took away everything from our people, and denied our people all sorts of freedoms, including denying our people the freedom to life. So the reason we make these investments, the liberation tax, is so that we reap the rewards of our investment. As we make the investment, as we become the primary investors for our liberation, then we own the outcome. We determine the outcome so that our people will have unlimited freedom. The Americans funded their own liberation. They created a state with unlimited freedom. Most parts of the Western world funded their own liberation, paid with blood and treasure for them to be free. That's why they are giving their citizens unlimited freedom. So as an Ambazonian, be proud of what you've accomplished as a generation. Be proud of what we have accomplished together. Be proud of how far we have come. Be proud to pay your liberation tax. You've gone through a lot under Cameroon's occupation. We need to bring it to an end as soon as possible. It must come to an end. You've achieved a lot. Look at what you achieved in Canada pre-talks. That is the foundation of any future negotiation. What the Governing Council of Ambazonia has delivered to the Ambazonian people, what the leadership of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, his vision and insight, what it has done to the Ambazonian people and given to the Ambazonian people, we have achieved something no other liberation movement in the history of the world has done in 6 years. The foundation of a negotiated settlement has been set, has been achieved, has been archived. Cameroon knows. The international system knows. This is the time for every single Ambazonian to intensify the resistance. This is the time to intensify the resistance in every block in Ambazonia. That's why it's so important for every Ambazonian to pay their liberation tax as soon as possible. We need to increase our assault on whatever is left of Cameroon in Ambazonia. We need to increase our assault on all Cameroon enablers of the occupation. We need to increase our assault on their collaborators. We need to increase our assault on Cameroon institutions in Ambazonia. We need to increase our assault on the occupation military. We need to increase our assault on economic sabotage. Cameroon should not have a breathing space on our territory. The next few months are going to be very brutal on Cameroon. And anyone who works for Cameroon, who speaks for Cameroon, who represents the interest of Cameroon, any enabler, anyone who holds an official position within the Cameroon Occupation Administration, and you find yourself in Ambazonia, you pay the same price the bees are paying today. No enabler, no collaborator, no agent of Cameroon occupation will be spared. It is very consistent with how the world treats traitors and enablers. Ambazonia will not be any different. So my people, be very hopeful. Be very hopeful. We are close. We know you want collaboration. You know you want leaders to work together. And that is why the leader conceived the idea of all Ambazonian conference to bring all our people in the diaspora and on the ground together. For us to have a common position and agree on what we collectively will accept. During the final negotiation process, and the way that it protects and fulfills the hopes and the dreams of every community. From our refugees will be represented. Our prisoners of war will be represented. Our chiefs and forms that never left the territory will be represented. Our women's group will be represented. Youth will be represented. Our NGOs will be represented. All the forces on the ground will be represented. All the political movement out in the diaspora will be represented. Our activists, so that as one people, we can own the outcome collectively in order to avoid post-independence political instability, but to ensure post-independence political stability, because it benefits us all. No one will be left out. No one will be left behind. So nobody needs to be worried and to be afraid that some will benefit and some won't. The Ambazonia Governing Council is an equal opportunity for all Ambazonia. The Ambazonia Governing Council is an equal opportunity for every Ambazonian. This is what we want to build. an all-inclusive process where everybody counts. Everyone's voice is heard. Every aspiration, every dream, every hope, every need is factored into the overall outcome, so that our people will rejoice. Thank you very much, our Biafran brothers, our Biafran sisters. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to have a conversation with the Ambazonian people and the Biafran people. We send our prayers out to the leader of the Biafran people, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are praying for you. We know, with God's grace and the intervention of Biafran leadership and the international partners, we know you'll be out very soon. Thank you very much.
They will. Thank you. Thank you very much. And
may God bless the Biafran people, and may God bless Ambazonia.
They will.
We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mazi.